Do you have a dating deal breaker, disaster, or dilemma? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Dating Diaries.
All right. Okay. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy
Friday. It's up. It's up. Welcome.
Happy Friday, y'all.
Welcome to Dating Diaries. You guys know what this is. Christal XO Scorpio Moe in the building on a Friday.
On a Friday, I'd like to think every Friday is a good Friday, other than the actual holiday. But every Friday is a good Friday.
Every Friday is a good Friday because we made it through the week. Now, I got to warn you guys, I have had a rough day. I had some, just wasn't feeling great, took some pain pills, slept too late, and have not eaten. And so I'm going to have to partake. This is my first time eating the entire day. So I'm going to have to partake. And I apologize to everybody watching. I apologize, but it's going to have to happen because I don't feel good. And it's going to have to happen. And it is not food that is on my diet. This is going to be my cheat meal of the week. I don't want to hear anything from Mo, but it's going to have to happen.
I'll do my best.
You know what? Hey. So tonight is starting off in a crazy night. It's been a rough day. Hey, Jazzy. Hey, Edna. Welcome.
Hello, ladies, and hopefully the gentlemen show up. What's up, y'all?
Well, you know what? I got something for you in just a bit. But tonight we are talking about love languages because, we talk about dating deal breakers, disasters, and dilemmas. But a part of what puts us in those spaces is the inability to interpret each other's love language, right? So I thought we would talk about that tonight. And then, of course, later on tonight, we have our second part of our story. The second part of Wednesday's story with Nikki and James. We're going to get into that a little bit later tonight. But for those of you that are here on time, you remember our couple, Nikki and James. That's who we're going to be hearing the ending of their story.
Or that do look familiar.
At least as long as we know. But you know what? I have an update. I talked about, not the story yet. That's not coming until later. But I talked to you guys about a friend that I was talking to that was considering changing the child's last name. Oh no. And then the food is not right. Y'all.
It always happens to you.
It does. I
don't know why that is.
I guess this is what I get for trying to have a cheat meal. Then it's not right. This is my fault. I just should have never done this. I'm sad because I'm hungry and I can't eat.
Yeah.
It has cheese on it.
Hold on. I may give you the wrong one. Hey, let me call you back, John.
Did you already eat yours?
No.
Go ahead, Mo.
What up, y'all? Hey, it is Friday, y'all. Man, let me explain something to y'all, man. It's at the end of the week. I've had a long week. I don't know where y'all at in the country. Matter of fact, can y'all tell me where y'all at from everywhere? I read the comments and everybody. So where's everybody from? Let's get that out the way. And there's a reason why I'm saying this specifically this time. But in general, we like to know where you're from. So shout out to, we had someone from the UK.
Yes.
Where else did we
Milwaukee. I saw Milwaukee.
Shout out to the Mill. There you go, Jazzy. So the Mill was in the building. We had the UK. So we just like to, hear where you guys are from, north, east, south, out the country. That's always a beautiful treat to see. Yeah. Jersey in the building. We're part of Jersey. So so that's all and the reason why I'm saying this is because we're here in Atlanta, is extremely like, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. I'd still rather have it more than the cold, but it is like,
it's so humid. The air
that's the part.
It's wet.
It's the humid part.
It's
That's
wet.
the part. The humidity brings it up another 8 to 10 degrees possibly. It feels, it's like it's muggy. Like if you're wearing shades, anything, they're almost melting on your face type. Everything is like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Edna's chiming in from New York. I knew it. I knew it.
There we go.
I knew it.
And I'm glad you said the Knicks history. Nah, it's a beautiful thing.
It is.
I'm glad it won't be in New York. I mean, because I do want them to win. They're deserving of it at this point. But
you have been saying that you did not want it to happen in New York.
Oh,
I'm always
man.
afraid.
You see what's already the prop between them paying the police overtime, property damage, all these things. It's only going to get. I put it to you this way: Philadelphia, Boston, Massachusetts, New York, and these 3 places specifically, when they win things like this, they kind of, you know.
But New York is I think New York is even more so than every
Oh,
place.
no. This is, and I'm about to say something that might be a little controversial, but it goes overboard. Like Boston, when they finally got one in a long time since the trading of Babe Ruth. He was originally going to Boston, but then there was a trade. He went to New York, and it was that whole Bambino curse. Those baseball people understand what I'm talking about. And they finally won one in Boston, you know, Philadelphia, you know, all these things. But New York is different. And the New York that you're seeing is, just to be honest, and I'm not, the New York that you're seeing is the New York of that people feared in the 70s and 80s. The raw, instead of Times Square, Crime Square, like the attitude, the whole aggressiveness of what New York could have been. It's been a kinder and gentler New York, maybe since I forget the mayor that came in after Dinkins. What was his name? Y'all remind me. But I say that to say this is the New York that people feared years ago. And to see it come back now, you know, and I don't want anybody hurt. You know, I don't think that's healthy.
Well, you really think it's going to be that bad, though?
Just in general, yes. In New York, even more. That's why I'm glad that they don't do it there. And then it's going to have a no, it's before Bloomberg. No, after what was not the the one that's in the office right now. He was the lawyer, and then he became the mayor. But I just think that with the energy of New York and the pride, because that's what it really is.
Yeah.
But I don't think innocent people and people wearing jerseys. So I'm totally against that. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're hearing the retaliation. If I see anyone in San Antonio wearing anything New York Knicks, it's a, you know, and they trying to return the favor. Yeah, Giuliani. Thank you.
Okay.
Giuliani. That kind of thing. And I hate to see that. But that is the energy of old New York. You know, and we changed for the better, but the innocent people just wearing jerseys. But then I seen people daring people. I'm gonna wear my San Antonio jersey and ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Then a little later on, they sang a different tune. Yeah. So I would encourage people, even if they're not in New York, let people be the fans of whatever they want to be. We don't need the violence. And just really, really enjoy the game. I understand the pride thing. I do. I get it. And it's been a long time. And it's bigger than the game, because some people just, they didn't care about the Knicks. A lot of people gave up on the Knicks. But the fact that it's their home team or where they're from, and then that's what it really represents to people, even though the players aren't from there originally. The pride of being a winner in your city, I think that's what people are running with. But be safe, man.
I just, you know, I really want New York to win. I actually you know, I hope it won't. I pray that it will not be, that it won't go to that extreme with violence and casualties, right? I think the pride, like you said, a lot of very passionate people in New York, and I think it's good for the city, for the morale of the city, you know. But I do pray that, because, you know, sometimes the boisterousness can go to another level. Yeah, but we're just gonna believe and pray that things are stay positive, and that everybody can enjoy this, enjoy the win. Edna says, New Yorkers really just want to have fun. It's a beautiful thing. After 53 years, New Yorkers will just party all day and all night. We definitely know they will party all day and all night. We definitely know that. That will definitely happen. Well deserved after. Oh no.
I got it. That's mustard.
That's cheese, Adrian.
It's a little bit.
I said you're not gonna get all of it.
It's a little bit on there.
It's not a little bit. Like, look at it. It's all over. Here, I can't. Just take it. It's not a little bit. Look at that.
Give me this.
That's not my fault. Like, okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna have to eat half of it. But anyway.
50 years in the making, and we're all going to celebrate. Shout out to New York. I hope they pull it out. You know, it's fun, but I just think the damage to the city is uncalled for, and more importantly, humans. So.
Oh, absolutely. We can fix the property, but I really feel like, I hope Spike Lee does some type of cinematic tribute to this whole series.
You know what? I never thought of that, and I think, because of he's such a Knicks fan, we might see that. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, to me, Spike Lee doing what Spike Lee does best is what I would want to see. I want to see a documentary that has his aerial shots, you know, how he does with the cameras. I just want to see that. I'm putting that out there. But anyway,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, we want to. I mean, this Spike Lee has been living for this for years, so I think that would be it. I think that would be, you know, I saw before we finish this, the tickets were stupid. The cost of the tickets, I saw. Most
expensive game was the game 3.
People were, average citizens with regular jobs were forking up 20 grand.
But see, they told on themselves. New York makes money.
Yeah.
Trust me. Even the workers, the city workers get paid.
Right.
They're not like regular, unfortunately, like, and there's no disrespect to any other city, but New York City workers get a nice check. Their union, they see a pretty penny. There's people out there spending 30, 40 grand, 20 to 40 grand on tickets, and they was like, it's worth it.
Yeah, I saw that. Kimberly, what's up, Kimberly Ford? She says, hey, Mo, Kim from Cleveland. I'm a Scorpio also, and I enjoy you all. Well, thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you, fellow Scorpio. And Cleveland, shout out to Ohio.
There's a reason you're not having the cheat meals for you to toughen up. I know, Edna. I know. I'm having half of it, but you're right. It wasn't meant for me. Prince says, New York in 5. This is game 5, right?
This is game
4?
No, 5. They lost 3, won 4. This is 5.
Okay, so yeah, I definitely feel like they'll win tomorrow. And I was like, that would be a fun date. That would be a fun date to go to. Like,
Hey, you gotta go to what's the name though?
How much clout would you get if you invited a girl to game 5? If you had tickets, fellas, great date idea for the right woman. Don't just take any woman. For the right one. You could propose on that one. Thank you, Kimberly. He probably irritated with me because I don't eat cheese, and he ordered me food and it had cheese on it. So I probably, I'm just, and I don't feel
the spot over there in the Phillips Arena, the new spot with the all surround video.
Cosm. Mm-hmm.
What That we gotta experience that. I mean,
Yeah.
that seems dope. I saw
I got an invite and I couldn't go because I had something going on, but I did. Jamal, who does our sports, he went and he had an amazing time. Prince said that's too expensive. It's not for the right woman. For the right woman, Prince, that is the perfect date.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd rather go with my homeboys.
Really?
Yup.
Why?
That's not several reasons.
Well, tell me why. Why, Prince, would you rather go with a guy? Why?
Because unless she's super into the game, not going there and pictures and her like no. Game, we high-fiving each other. She gets it.
I think anybody this level, the finals, because I'm not like a huge. I'm not watching basketball all season. What's up, Haitian Empress? But during the finals, I'll watch because the energy is different. I don't see anybody being in Madison Square Garden and not being
DJ Khaled.
But you know what?
And there you have it.
Damn. That's because he wants the attention for himself.
Kylie Jenner.
She doesn't count. No Kardashians count. Kardashians don't count. They are obsessed with themselves. They do not count. A normal woman who's not obsessed with, well, maybe most women are obsessed with themselves.
Here we go. It's just deeper and deeper.
Edna says the cost of seats, a floor seat is $57,000 or $48,000. Probably like seat and then like courtside.
But did you know Celebrity Row, how that works?
Enlighten us, Scorpio Moe.
Okay, I saw two things. First of all, Spike Lee pays for his own stuff. He gets nothing free.
Okay.
The owners don't even like him.
Hold on.
They don't want.
Hold on. Prince said, another guy said, going with my homeboys.
Thank you.
I love sports too much. Y'all really just don't like to enjoy time with us?
I don't want to be explaining shit to nobody. I don't want to hide the energy. I come back to her and it's all good, but I wouldn't want to unless she was like really, really into it. Like
I'm telling y'all, that would be a great proposal date.
See, you're in there for the see.
All right, come on with the Celebrity Row.
Okay, Celebrity Row. So some of them are half price, some of them are comp, but they have to agree to do certain things. Smile for the camera. Blah, blah, blah. Obviously, their followers help. So it's a lot that goes into it. It's just not, they just show up. You know what I mean? They have to not mind being on camera.
Oh, wow.
What else was it? I mean, and they're not free, but they do get a discount. And they get the first option. Certain celebrities, like there have been celebrities who just popped up that have turned down. Like the guy that the Kardashian lady is with,
Corey Gamble.
The only reason she got him because that was his guest. She wouldn't have normally got that. In LA, she would because at that point it wasn't about the money. They don't care. They want true fans.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And they know he is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They'll play that in LA with the Lakers, but they
gotcha. I was like, it must change from state to state.
Yeah. This is the guarded their own thing. And it was deep, but good.
Love is Mimi says, why don't they like Spike? They gotta, I mean, how can you not like Spike? He's probably
they have this thing with him. I was watching it, was it today or yesterday? Spike, they won't give him nothing for free. Spike pays for his own thing. He buys the season tickets, but it was something about him not complying to certain stuff that they got. And Spike Lee says that's cool. He doesn't want any freebies. He wears his own stuff. Like some of them that ask you to wear, like it's weird, but they got this love-hate relationship with Spike. Spike doesn't walk through the regular tunnel like everybody. It's deep, man. I was like, why do they allow him to buy season tickets every year?
Wow. Well, he probably would cause a.
And he pays full price. He gets no discount. And all that stuff is not stuff they give him. He pays for it all.
That's messed up. As much as he does to promote, like in all his a lot of his movies, like that's weird.
Right.
Thank you, Edna. Edna says the on-screen proposal would be epic at the history-winning game. I'm trying to help the men out. They don't want the help. If you have tickets, I am a romantic, you know that. I am.
But here's the thing, you're sitting up there and you getting on your knee. Well, you.
Oh, hell no. No. Oh, hell no.
Listen, save that for something else. The parade is, don't do that. Don't do that.
I think if it's the right woman, you got to.
If she's into it and they do that, and then, but because of the championship, you're not going to get the "Will You Marry Me" on the Jumbotron. They're not doing that for you for this. This is unless
it's a power couple, a celebrity couple. I wonder
that's the only way I would do it if they put it on the Jumbotron. Maybe.
I wonder if the Hawks are like that, because I wonder, Boosie is there every game.
He's an unofficial clown mascot. These act like a fool.
I can't imagine him paying full price. I think they let him come probably for a reduced price, and he agrees to the shenanigans because he's dancing like it's a lot.
It's almost like he's
it's almost too
what
much.
Do you call it? Huh?
I said it's almost too much.
Yeah, well that and it's almost seems like it's shucking and jiving for the people. I don't like it.
Oh.
I don't like it. Like, care and do.
All right, he cooked me a hamburger.
There you go.
That's so sweet.
Oh Lord.
I was like, where'd this come from? He said I cooked it.
Well, if you've been in the kitchen, you would know where it came from. Let's get back to it.
That is so sweet. That was the hamburger I had taken out to make his dinner.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's dope.
That's so sweet. And he just replaced it. Aw. God, I'm sorry, Tina. I'm eating because I was sick today. And I haven't eaten all day. So I'm sorry that I'm eating on camera. But
wait, what's going on here tonight?
He ordered some food and they had cheese on my burger. So he tried to scrape it off. It didn't scrape off. So then he took the burger and made a burger himself. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Okay, let's move on, guys. That's so sweet. Thank you, babe. Oh, he's not listening, but thank you, babe. Spike is a legend. He is definitely a legend, and they should treat him better. Boosie, I guess, is a
buffoonery.
But is that the culture of Atlanta? Is it the culture of Atlanta more than the culture of New York? I don't think that. I think it kind of goes with the city.
With the culture. Yeah, but this is not a real sports town.
That's really good too.
They'll go to the game. They're going to celebrate win or lose.
Oh my God. This is better.
That's the problem.
So, all right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. That is so. I'm just blown away by my honey bunny. Let's get into the 5 love languages. Who knows what their language is? Hold on, let me put up the 5 love languages. Do you know, Mo?
Yeah, I had the book.
But do you know?
Do I know mine or do I know them in general?
Well, I put them in general up on the screen. So the 5 love languages are words of affirmation,
right?
Quality time,
right?
Receiving or giving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch.
Right. Are we allowed 1 or 2?
Well, I think we're always allowed 2, but what is your, because I learned when I first, learned about this whole theory, a lot of times the way we receive love is how we try to give it. Mm-hmm. But you have to know your partners in order to be effectively able to love them correctly. And then you have to know yours in order to be able to tell them how to love you correctly. So if you know what yours are, well, first of all, let me read to you guys what they mean so that we can be very clear we can be very clear before we start to get into what ours are and why, what they are, because a couple of them are kind of the same to me. So the first, words of affirmation means that you feel love through verbal compliments, words of appreciation, encouragement, and affectionate text messages or notes. Quality time means you feel most cherished when receiving undivided attention. This means engaging in meaningful conversations, making eye contact, and putting away distractions like your phone. Number 3 is receiving gifts, meaning that you value thoughtful, tangible presents. It is less about materialism and more about the time, effort, and care put into selecting a symbol of affection. Acts of service is you experience love through helpful actions that ease your daily burdens. Examples like doing chores, running errands, or cooking a meal. And of course, the last one is physical touch, which means you feel secure and loved through physical affection, which includes holding hands, kissing, and physical closeness, and of course, intimacy. So let's hear, first we're going to put in the chat, what is your love language? Like, how do you feel most loved? And you can put 2. Mo, I'll let you go first while I eat my burger.
Quality time and physical touch.
Are all men's physical touch is a part of every man's?
I mean, you feel wanted. You feel, I mean, you ain't gonna touch on nobody. And when we mean touch, I don't even mean sexual. I mean the holding of a hand, a leg on a leg, those type of things. That means something to me. Holding, you're driving with your left hand and holding hands while that kind of thing means something to me. And then the other one, like I said, is quality time. When you spend your time, especially time because you can't get time back. When somebody makes time and wants to spend time and see you, when you could be doing any other thing or whatever it is, that means something to me, for me. So those 2 are the reason why I like those. But yes, for the most part, physical touch is probably on every man's list. But hopefully it's not just sexual.
I don't understand. Haitian Empress says quality time, acts of service, and receiving gifts. Dead last is words of affirmation. Okay. I was like, dead last.
Oh, that's what I wanted to show you.
What?
I got my affirmation cards in.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool.
And the little cards. And what you could do is, which I've learned by reading the thing, you could take one, keep it on you all day, and from time to time look at it.
Nice.
And you can put it in your wallet, but it's a stack of cards, and it has the I'm something. I'm on the front, and then the back is little details like you just read.
Okay.
And it's a real cool thing. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I see what people say. Edna said, touch me in the morning. Diana Ross. Edna?
Oh, boy, Edna. What?
Is yours physical touch, Edna? Tina said, touch me, baby. Acts of service and quality time, physical touch and quality time.
I like that. There you go.
Quality time and physical time.
All the water signs are going to pick physical touch and quality time.
What are the water signs?
Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio.
Okay. So mine are giving gifts and words of affirmation. I am a word person, so I will, if I, people that I love, I like to tell them things. And I also, Edna, I'm eating it as is because I haven't eaten anything today. I'm so sorry. I appreciate the tip, but I am unfortunately not listening tonight. I'm going to the gym tomorrow, but tonight we are eating the bread too because it has been a long day. I am having a moment of weakness in front of the whole chat. But I also am a gift. I like to give gifts to friends and family. I'm big on, and it's not just, expensive gifts. It's really like to try to do something that makes them feel like something be creative. Like I gave you a gift that I hope that you really understood like why I got it for you. The Big Daddy Kane little thing. You remember that? Yay! There it is. Put it up to the camera so they can see it. Yay! Yes. So I got that from Mo because when he and I first met, we were he was an artist and I was his publicist. And one of the people that he was inspired by early on was Big Daddy Kane. So I don't remember where I saw that at, but I just wanted him to always stay connected to he was so driven and everything.
And I promise you, he's coming here too. I forget, it's not too far from, but I'm going to get Kane to sign that. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. It's been a while since I've seen him, but that's my bucket list is to get Kane to sign
that. So Tina says, but do you need gifts from your partner in order to fill up? Yes.
Because whatever your love language is, that's what you give out and that's what you want to receive.
That's what you like to receive. Yeah. So I do. Okay. I like gifts, and I think about it. A lot of men will be like, "Oh, that means you're materialistic," and it's not that. It really is that. It shows like that you thought about the person. Like I have a friend, and she just sent me this message. It was her birthday Tuesday, and she's a former publicist. And so I got her this oversized coffee table book of Ebony magazine covers, right? And it just like has all the history and it's beautiful. And I said to her, I hope this connects your previous chapter of your life with your new one. And just, she was like, oh, you really like, I think about gifts. I don't just get them. I think about them. It's not about the cost. It's really about like what they will mean to that person. And so a lot of times what you automatically do is what you hope to receive. But I've also learned that when you are loving someone, it's two ways. You have to learn how to love them the way they need to be loved, but you also need to understand how to communicate with them what you need, because you can't, a lot of times we assume our partner is a mind reader. And there are a lot of women, specifically, I'm just speaking about women because I'm a woman, that we assume our partner should do what we do. And a lot of times that doesn't come naturally to them. So Adrian obviously Adrian's like a physical touch and a quality time, right? So it's for him, he didn't understand the gifts, how important that was to me. He's very good at like acts of service, obviously. But he likes to receive quality time and physical touch, right? And so I think it's really important not only for you to know how to give what your partner needs, but really to let them know. Because I don't think if a couple love each other, they're not really trying not to make the other person feel loved. You're not trying to be, to not be considerate. A lot of times you just don't know. You don't know. And so you have to be able to communicate. This is what makes you feel loved.
Then I'm glad you said that. And I think a lot of times people get charged for that, especially young men. If there was you don't get, you don't know. And I've said that dozens of times. I'm like, sometimes they should have known by this. I mean, I know you think he's being mean. He just doesn't know to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or that's a thing, or that's what you want. Even for the people that's, that like quality time, your presence is your present. That's the present. I didn't know what your presence is your presence. I like, you know what I'm saying? To me. So, but yeah, you're right though. Sometimes we just don't know, but here's where the compromise comes in. So if someone doesn't have the same love language as you, and you feel like their love language is a stretch for you. So this is where I think it gets a little tricky. And then it's like, how much are you willing to bend to reach their love language? It could be vice versa, but let's just do it one way and just say, it's difficult for them to like, well, it'd be quality time. It might be acts of service. This is a guy, he's gone, whatever, out during the week. You might see your husband or your lover, whatever the situation is, once a week, twice a week, but they're busy, and with whatever proceeds that they're making, they're busy giving you gifts, but you want the time. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And how much do you stretch yourself, or how much do you take when you're not giving? Because unfortunately, let's say it's and I hate to even put this in here, but I just want to give an example of a person cheats. They might be cheating for their love language.
Yeah.
I'm not making excuses. That's why I say I don't really.
Don't Dondre Whitfield us.
Yeah. I'm not trying to make it. I'm not justifying anything. I'm just saying, could that be an issue? Could that be thing? Because as I'm thinking about it, that's what it came to mind. I'm like, is that what some people could be doing?
I think personally, like, if your love language, if that person's love language is not the same as yours, right? Which a lot of times it is not. I think if you really love somebody, you will figure out how to give it, how to give it to them. Because if you really love them,
right,
and you're in a place in your life where you're really ready, because I think sacrifice is a big part of relationship, right? Mm-hmm. And if you can't do that, like I have a friend, she was in a relationship with a gentleman, and one of her love languages is words of affirmation. And he's not good with words. He's not good with words at all. And so he was like, I am trying, but that's just hard for me. But I think if he was really the one for her, that he would make the effort and she would see it and he would get better at that. I just think if it's really the person for you, you would get. Do you think there's some things that some people just can't do, even if they truly wanted it?
It depends on if it's in their nature. I mean, if they haven't, say 40 years old, and in 40 years.
Okay, let's think about it. Let's just make it. What is the least? Which one are you the least of?
Damn, you put me on the spot there.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
Okay. All right, so let's get the two that I'm already out. We're gonna run down the list. So it's three more.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna take quality time and physical touch off the table.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're left with acts of service, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it gifting or whatever it is?
It's gifts, yes.
And what is the third one, the other one?
Acts of service, words of affirmation.
Oh, words of damn, because I'm a builder, like in words. I encourage people. I love people to
Edna, hold on.
What happened?
Edna said I made love in the NFL building elevator.
See, come on. It ain't even 11 o'clock.
Okay, Mo, I'm sorry. Edna distracted me. So we have words of affirmation, gifts, and acts of service. So I don't know.
Acts of service. Damn it, man.
Okay, so that's
because I could do all. I'm not saying the all, but if you say the least.
So I'm surprised your least one is acts of service. I knew it was gonna be gifts.
Nah, because nah. If I like it, no.
Okay. So if it was the girl for you that you were just in love with,
yeah.
Are you telling me that you couldn't figure out acts of service?
Nah, it's a lot easier for me to buy. So I'm like, what am I doing? Acts of service? What, cutting the grass?
Yeah, that could be it. Edna said the elevator is an act of service. Well, it appears it was, Edna. It appears it was.
What's going on over there?
Edna is remembering things. She's reminiscing on a love.
Are you hot bothered over there? What is going on over there?
Edna. Okay. The elevator was out of service. My God. Okay.
Ever been to Pebble Beach?
So you're saying that you could not, and you have done acts of service, because I remember one time you were cutting grass.
I didn't say,
and
you said the
trimming hedges.
least. Yeah, you said the least. I do them all.
Okay, so you could do it. You could do it for the right woman.
Yeah, I know. You said the least. That's not my first thing.
That's my point is, even if it's hard for you, if it's the right woman, you could figure it out.
Yeah.
That's why I think that it could be. I think for this gentleman who was saying that he didn't, acts of service was not his thing, I just feel like that wasn't the right woman for him.
But I mean, you pull it out, but that's not. It might naturally. You're right. It's the right woman. You might be able to.
If it's the person you really want to be in a relationship with them, you figure out what they need.
Yeah, but you know, if it's not naturally you got to keep that act going. You might be able to do it in the beginning.
Not an act. I think you sacrifice for the relationship.
Yeah, but I think the true test is if that person, you guys are having a bad spell.
Yeah.
And I think if that's truly you or whatever it is, you're able to keep that up if it's truly you. If it's not, you're going to be like, man, I ain't, you see what I'm saying?
I think that when you are in love with somebody, a part of being in a relationship is figuring out how to serve them and make them happy.
But don't you got to do that before you're in love? That's how you got there?
No, because I think that when you're in the honeymoon stage, it could be you guys, because love takes effort. True love to stay together takes effort. And I don't think you have to make a lot of sacrifices in the beginning. I think it's easy in the beginning. What takes the sacrifice is once you're there and you're like, okay, this is what this, because really, honestly, let's be honest. In the honeymoon stages, everybody is doing everything.
Right.
Everybody's doing everything. Right. It is when things calm down and it's no longer exciting and you're doing it because this is the person that you've chosen. Right. And I'm saying when there's commitment there, that's when you have to really, you may not feel like doing the act of service.
But to me, if they ain't been doing it all that time, I think that's what's going to be hard for them to do. So they might love you, but they're doing it based on their love language.
But that's why you have to go, and when you understand how they want to be loved, if it's worth it, then you do it.
I think your love language should align. That makes everything easier.
It just depends. Everybody thinks about it.
And then you respect other people. Be like, this is, I guess you would have to ask yourself, is this good enough for me? They might not do it, but this is theirs. And the way they're showing me love, can I accept this?
Yeah. But I just think that long-term relationships, I mean, we're talking about somebody that's going to be there for like that is looking at this person as a part of their future, right? Mm-hmm. I think that you figure out, because you could feel a certain way, but you're not going to feel that way all the time. You're just not. Right. You're not going to feel it. And I think that you have to be willing. For me, it's like if I could only be with someone who had the same love language as me, that would limit me very much, And I think you still have to make sacrifices because you still have to figure out how that person wants to receive it, right? I just think that that's why most relationships don't work long term, because people are not willing to do the hard work it takes to really focus on somebody else. We are so focused on, well, this is what is easy for me to do. So this is what I want to do. But when you are in the business of serving someone else, which is really what marriage is, your goal is to, and that's very foreign to 2026. Most of us are into serving ourselves, right? Oh, well, this is what makes me happy. I have to find something that makes me happy. That's not a person to me that should get married, because when you're married, it is selfless. You are supposed to be serving the other person and they're supposed to be serving you. But guess what?
But when we say how that really sounds the other way, then it's like, you're right. but that's not what's going on out there. So if you do
It,
find
in
somebody,
it's in some situations. Not we're not talking about the negative, loud people. There are some relationships that are doing that. They just may not probably be on social media. They're not going to tonight's conversation. They're not doing these things. They're not on the house.
Think it's cool. Like, I don't think it's bad if two people happen to have the same.
If two people happen to, that's good. But I'm saying for me, everybody's different.
Right.
I'm saying for me, that's not looking for someone that has the exact same love language was not
looking.
Not what I want. And I wouldn't be like, oh, because Adrian and I have different love languages. But so my thing is just he's worth it to me. So I'm willing to make the sacrifice to figure out how to love him the way he needs to be loved. Because two people having the exact same order of love, like that's probably really rare. Because we all grow up different. We all come from different things. We all have different experiences and experience the same things differently, right? So, I mean, I think that what we don't really focus on because it's uncomfortable and it's not on trend. On trend is to say, I have a friend that's like, I don't want to do any work in a relationship. I don't want to do any work. I want to find someone that is so much like me. We have so much in common that it's not. And to me, that's not realistic.
Right.
It's just not.
It's not.
And it's also a very self-centered way of looking at relationships. Because think about this. When you're with someone long-term, they could have a health issue. They could lose a parent. They could lose a child. They could deal with something. And that person can change in that moment. And then it's like, oh, well, this no longer is good for me. You know what I mean? Like they're no longer able to love me the way I need to be loved. Are you going to be able to give someone the best of their love language when you just dealt with a parent dying? Probably not. They're going to have to carry most of that load.
Right.
God, and I'm not even talking about if you losing a parent is the extreme. A parent in peril. You got to take care of somebody. You go through a financial.
It's just a lot of, but I'm glad you financial, right? But like I think men get it. Most men, I'm not all.
We're being fair to everybody. Let's don't say that.
Yeah, but I like that. No, I like that conversation. I really like that conversation because I am one to believe in partnership, team. And I don't mean money wise. I mean just we are really going to ride this thing out, you and I.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what that, like, look at the older people. Like when you see them, I admire that. When I see them all, and then I have questions. And I just think that's a beautiful thing. If you've ever seen, someone lose someone and they've been together 60 years, 40, whatever it is, and that person dedicated their life to that person is half a person now.
Yeah, because that's what it really is.
And they normally quick to go, how they say, people really die of a broken heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real thing.
I've seen that happen. My mom used to take care of older people when we were growing up, and she had these clients. They were both older, and when the woman died, the man died like 6 months later. He just, and then we had a next door neighbor one time that would just cry for his wife. But I think, now I will say this, Haitian Empress, she says very true. That's why I don't date when I'm going through stuff. I definitely felt like that too. But I also feel like once you make the commitment, you have to allow your partner to help you go through things, which is difficult. Can't get a divorce when you go through something, right? Or you shouldn't have got married. But I will say this, as a woman who is used to carrying the burden of life by herself, it is very difficult. It is a difficult adjustment to allow someone to help you go through it. It's probably harder for me to adjust to taking help than it is for it's harder for me to adjust to that than it is to Adrian. You know what I mean? Because I have a really hard time allowing him to see me, to be totally vulnerable with him when I'm going through something, because my default is to back away and carry the burden on myself. You know what I mean?
I feel cheated when women do that.
Yes, but
I feel, and I'm not saying they're wrong, like, because they feel the way they feel, but I feel like I don't get all of you if you're like that, and I can't, you know, because especially as a man, your first instinct is to
fix it.
Right. But even still, I would hate for you to get on the phone and talk to your girlfriend, but you couldn't talk to me.
But are you willing to be vulnerable and allow her to help you?
Yeah.
You hesitated quite a bit.
No, because I've done it and I got burnt.
Well, we all have.
Or right. But I got burnt in the mean back. It got thrown back in my face.
What a woman could get burnt, and it could be, but you're giving more credence to your burn than her burn.
Well, I'm not burning anybody, but I think a guy's burn is, you got guys like are being taken advantage or running over. I think for me even is thinking something was safe to say. Then I said it, and then when they got mad, they used it against me as if it was even funny or frowned upon. And I was like, I would have rather not said anything, or you frowned upon it then, than making me feel like it was cool, than switching it up on me. I think guys turn around and they take advantage or whatever it is.
But what I'm saying to you is, just because you experienced that and now you're holding on to that, why do you not feel like it's equally egregious for her to have experienced someone taking a vulnerability from her? I'm not speaking about a person in specific. I'm just saying, when you both come into a relationship, everybody's been taken advantage of. Everybody's been burned.
No, right. But I thought it was framed like, if she's having an issue, I might not even having the issue. I'm just sharing. Now,
I'm just saying, being vulnerable. If you want vulnerability, you have to be able to give.
No. I get it, and that's fair, and that's fair. But I would never use something, or if we had the thing that I'm feeling or felt, I'm not letting that block us, or I hope I'm not. If that's the case, like, I'm asking her, because it's interfering with us.
No, you said you would feel cheated if she didn't allow you to help.
Yeah.
What I'm saying to you,
right? If it interfered, especially if it interfered with us.
Way.
Say it again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
If she felt the same way, she could feel like.
Yeah.
So you just gotta be willing. I think men sometimes look at it like, well, I'm supposed to fix it for her, but I can fix myself. And really, in a real relationship, you're supposed to rely on each other. So if you want her to feel comfortable going back on you have closing her eyes and falling back and you catching her, then you have to be willing and actually to lead by example by doing the same. And that's difficult.
It definitely is, because hell, with certain situations. And then he was like, you even told me you shouldn't be tough. And I'm like,
because that was the wrong girl. That was the wrong.
Yeah, but you don't know. But at some point, I thought she was the right one. You see what I'm saying?
But we can't take that. We can't take those bad experiences with us.
But until I figure out if she's the right, I'm not saying I won't.
Yeah.
It won't be a marriage thing, or it won't be something I'm taking seriously or announced to the world until I feel that way.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's the whole part of getting to know someone.
But a lot of that is really about work on yourself more than it is on the other person.
Yeah. Oh no, it's always work on me. I can't. I don't expect. I can't expect for them to work on them if there's no me. Because I'm always going to be with me, right?
Yeah.
So the work is always when I exit out of a relationship, I'm thinking about what I need to do or what I could have done or what I could, so always reflection on me. Like somebody always told me, it's always your fault.
And that's true. But you know what I will say, and I'm in the thick of it, going through it. It's a lot easier to work on you with nobody in front of you. It's a lot easier to break up with somebody and say, "Let me work on myself." That's good.
Hopefully you're being honest.
But you cannot be 100% effective unless you are in it with somebody else and working on. That's when the real work happens.
Now that's true. I just can't be in it with them because I don't like. Because imagine you doing that.
But you are starting from scratch with a person. You have to work on yourself by yourself. Yeah. Easy. You can do it. Not easy. Let me not take away from what a lot of people do. It's not easy, but it is totally different in real time. And I feel like that's because I'm telling y'all, it's hard. I'm being honest. It's hard because it's a lot easier to go to my default, which is it's me against the world. I got it. I can figure it out. It's easy to have a person in the house with you because that's convenient, but to actually be vulnerable, be willing to deal with pain, be willing to show them and to keep positive, that's not easy, especially for those of us in a certain point of life.
No, everything you're saying is 1,000% true. But just imagine doing that to the wrong person.
Well, you will do it to the wrong person until you find the right one.
And then hopefully you're smarter in how you do it. And I'm not saying you don't do it. I'm just saying, I've learned, I wouldn't give everyone me at once. Everyone doesn't deserve all of me. Everyone deserves all of you, all you watching. Now you can give, until you feel comfortable, because you still have to have a level of comfortability, and maybe you're not ready. Like you said,
you're not gonna be ready ever until you're doing it. Like I'm saying, I was single a long time. I did a lot of work when I got married. Even when we dated, like we dated a year, it was a lot of, we had a couple of bumps in the dating, but it wasn't. You get married, and it's like, oh, whoa, I have to really do this, and there's no place to run, nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. I got to deal with me in this, and it takes a lot. That's what I'm saying. It's really about sacrifice, and I think these are the sort of conversations we should be having about relationships.
Hopefully, when whoever does that, you have a good communicator.
You may not.
Well, I mean, you might not even have the right person. That's what I'm saying.
Right, but I'm saying even the right.
Now we're back to love language.
Because that's not even love language.
That's
not even love language. How you communicate, it could be great for you. You got to learn how to communicate with that person. You got to learn.
But if they're telling me I'm the issue or the issues I'm having at that point, it is about me.
I'm saying both sides have to be willing to look at themselves. And for some people, they're not willing to do that.
No, I got you. But we were talking about correcting me. I look at myself? And so at that point, the conversation is on me, and I'm doing that. And if I'm with a great communicator, even if it's something I won't want to hear, I'm opening up. But if you're with someone and it's all, you're the problem,
can I say this though?
Yeah.
A person could be a great communicator, but they may not know how to. You will have to teach them how to communicate with you.
There you go.
So you can be a great communicator with other people. I have no problem communicating. I am a communications major. I do public relations, and I'm a writer. You can't get a better communicator. However, when I married Adrian, aka Gum Boss, is not like my ex and is not like any of the guys I dated. So I had to learn how to communicate with him. Just because I find myself to be a great communicator does not mean I'm a great communicator for him.
Well, I didn't put the me part on, but that's what I'm talking about. That's what.
But that means I'm not coming into I didn't come into the relationship knowing how to communicate with him. Hell, no, I'm still learning.
But that's what I've learned. That's what I've learned is forget the learn how to communicate. Like when you get to know someone, it's not get to know their favorite color and all that shit is cool. It's get to know how they receive information, how they take it. That's the point. That's where I've been at. So I had to learn that I need that, and I had to learn to do that. I'm a what did I say? I'm an overthinker. What do they say about overthinkers? Overthinkers need great communicators. Not in general, but learn how to talk and communicate with me.
I think mostly what I would say for you as a person that's known you for a really long time, because a person could be a great communicator, but it may not be to what you need. You just have to have someone that's very patient. And I think that's what I too needed. A patient person. You know me, you probably felt like, in fact, all my guy friends, to the point where it was almost a little overwhelming, said to Adrian, man, you got to have a lot of patience to deal with Christal. And I thought that was a bad thing, right? But it's just the reality. I did need someone that was patient. You need someone that's patient because you are an overthinker.
But here's the thing, even with you and I, right? It's a lot of times we and I disagree, but when we disagree on here, they hear me.
Yes,
you don't. No, listen. So I'll be like, and they was like, you're not, you know, and I think because they can't interrupt me, I can't interrupt them. They're thinking whatever they're thinking. I don't know what they're thinking until it pops up or I see it whatever day they post a thing. And I was like, they get what I was trying to say. Sometimes when we know people or we think we know what they should get, and I was like, oh, they get it. That feeling of somebody understanding, and it's not everybody, because not everybody on here agrees with me, but when certain people do, and they was like, and I'll never forget that someone said, Mo, you're reasonable. And sometimes that's to a default. Because I'm trying to be too fair and I might have a point, or I just need to shut up and listen. It can go either way. You know what I'm saying? It can go either way. But, certain things I get misunderstood on, and you and I had a conversation. We had a conversation, and I'm just going to be a little bit open. And I had this conversation with a few other people years ago, and they was like, because of the situation, you have abandonment issues, your mother, this, that, and the other, and everybody was getting it wrong. And then a couple of weeks ago, we had a conversation. I was like, nah. And I never interrupted people. I let them think what they thought, but it was never that. It was acceptance. It wasn't about abandonment. And that's what they didn't get. But they swore they knew, but it was all women, and it was all because they were mothers, in my opinion. And they couldn't imagine a child not thinking that way about a mother because the position they were in, the mother position. But it wasn't. It was about being accepted naturally for who I am. And what has nothing to do with that. But I let everybody play therapist with me and put their opinions on there, but it wasn't even about that. It really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? In fact, it just really wasn't. But the other thing was, and that's a real thing, naturally who I was, nothing in my hand, just purely me, acceptance. And I thought, and I said it to you, and you was like, wow. And it was almost like a light came on. And I was like, that was it the whole time. It wasn't about, and that's why I was talking about like being misunderstood. I'm like, nah, that's not it. That's not it. And this was it. So that's what I mean. It's just like just certain things. We're not always going to understand people. We can always just listen. We can have our opinion, but I never try to force my opinion on anybody. I just present it, and then it is what it is. Especially the older I get, there's nothing else I could do but present it to you or not present it to you. But people are going to think whatever they're going to think. But a lot of times it's based on how they grew up. And then they put that on you. And I'm like, well, just like you said earlier, we all didn't grow up the same. So I want the same grace and be like, well, you know what? You might think this because you grew up different. And that's okay. That's it.
I think I received that. I think two things, and then I want to get to wildflower. I think that number one, I think that when you have a friend that is 100%, I think anytime there's women, like we know a lot of women on the chat have crushes on you. I think a lot of times they're gonna say, a lot of them say to you what, because they have a crush on you, respectfully to the chat, because a lot of them do. Not saying that you're not rational, but I do think a lot of them pander because they're trying to holler. And it's cool. You're a nice looking guy. They like to pander. So I always say to you, because we've been friends for a long time, and you'll tell me what another girl said, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm telling you something based on someone that's not necessarily, I'm objective, because I'm not wooed. Just like a lot of guys tell me stuff that you probably wouldn't say because you're not attracted to me. So you're not going to tell me what I want to hear. Anybody who is attracted to you is not going to be objective. They're just not. They can't. There's the rose-colored glasses of seeing through. And that's, so a lot of times you'll be like, well, somebody said this, and I'll be like, he's talking about some girl that like him. And it's cool. Just like if I told you what guys that like me would say, you'd be like, okay, Christal. All right. But I know you without the benefit of probably trying to get in your pants. So it's a little different. Sometimes a guy could just think I'm attractive and just tell me that's just how he sees it. It's a rose-colored glasses. But so that's why I don't really like, a lot of them are going to say that. And that's cool. Just like anybody who's attracted to somebody is going to see their side first. I will always see whatever Denzel Washington had to say. Of course, because that's what I would think he would be right. But I also think this, and I hope that you can receive this, because I have nothing bad to say. No ill will to say it. I grew up feeling like most of my issues were from one area, right? And it took me I went to therapy numerous times. And then when I went to Iyanla Van Zandt, I talked to one of the producers who actually ended up, Coach LaTanya has come on here many times. And she shared with me something totally different that I could not see. Just because you don't see it that way does not necessarily mean it's not true. And it could be that you don't see it that way because there could be a block. They're just, and I just asked you to be open, because when she told me, and I won't go into detail, you and I can talk about it offline, but when she told me, she said, you think this is your situation, and it really is also this. And it really was not what I thought. So sometimes just because we feel a certain way doesn't mean that that's the truth. It could be that other people are able to see something that we haven't allowed ourselves to see. I'm just asking you to be open to that possibility, not from me, but from maybe if you go to therapy one day, because I think everybody needs to go to therapy, everybody, but specifically when you have trauma in your childhood, as most of us have had, you do need to talk to someone, because you're not able to describe yourself. No, this is what I need. This is who I, like, you don't even know, because you haven't been able to really allow that inner child that went through that bullshit. You've had to defend him so long, you can't really allow him to be honest, because you just learned how to take care of him. I did the same thing. My trauma was different than yours, but I didn't even realize that this part of Christal was left unprotected, right? So I just don't think we should ever get to the place where we know how to basically, we can prescribe ourselves the problem and fix it ourselves. We should always want to learn more and be open. Maybe you cannot receive it. I could be wrong. Other people could be wrong, but also you could be wrong. You know what I mean? So you just have to be open. And I feel like I know I have some, I'm not perfect. So I'm always open to that possibility. I can never say it's not this. I know it's not. I would just be open. You know what I mean? And because we all want to be a better version of ourselves. That's all I'm saying is you just, it doesn't make sense that you could go through, for me, I'm not saying for you. It doesn't make sense that my father could be like, I don't want you. And that would not affect me. It just does not, that's not possible. Because as a child, you are one half of one person and one half of another person. Now, it may come out in different ways, but to say my father not wanting me did not affect me just would not be true. Maybe I have covered it up. Maybe I have learned to live without it. Maybe I have powered through. But when my dad made the decision, and for what it's worth, he made that decision under the influence of drugs, right? And even though I know he didn't choose not to want me, I still had to deal with it. I just did. And I didn't for a long time. I didn't until after I went through my first divorce. Then I realized, damn, I'm messed up, not just because of this divorce, but also because I never allowed myself to acknowledge the rejection from my father did leave an impression on me. It did. It just, because guess what? He's my dad. He is my dad. Denny Richardson was my dad, regardless of what he did or didn't do. And that was my dad. So I had been straight A's. I went to college. I had great jobs. I had a beautiful marriage for 13 years till it all went apart. But guess what? I still had residue from being rejected by my dad. So I'm being very honest because that's what I'm trying to be. But I just think that for me to say there's nothing that it didn't bother me, I'm fine, that doesn't affect me, just not realistic. And I had to get to a point where I could be open. And it wasn't until 35, which is, a long time. But I went through something that was so dramatic. You remember, because you were there. It was way more than just about that. Fair?
Yeah. That's it, man. Everybody got testimony. You know what I'm saying? Figure out yourself. If you need to talk to somebody out there, whomever, talk to somebody. I would tell anybody, man, if you need to get it off your chest or somebody to sort out things for you, a professional, then hey, do that.
A professional is probably best because they're not gonna, they're not involved.
But I never said where I got my information from. But I just want to put that out there. But if anybody needs to talk to anybody, I would encourage it. Why not? Some people go to school for this is what they do. So hope you can. Yeah. Listen, man, I am a blessed soul. And
everybody is open. We're all open.
Yeah.
But speaking of open, there is a new term. I'm just going to transition from the heaviness, but maybe that helps somebody else that was out there. We all come to different points in our life at different times. And then I thought, okay, I went through this great realization. I thought I was good. Guess what? I still have more stuff to work through. I'm a work in progress. I'm still working through stuff. But there's this term called wildflowering, right? Wildflowering. And my question to the group tonight is, with all of us being at the point where I think one of the biggest buzzwords is intentional, right? I want to date intentional. I want to date with intention. I want to know I want a purpose. I'm not just out here dating to be dating casually. I want a purpose. So the idea of what this new term is called wildflowering, which I think is a beautiful term. But what it refers to is the ability to meet somebody and just allow yourself to get to know them and allow the relationship to mature organically. Is that possible with the way things are today? With all of us trying to make sure we don't get hurt, protect ourselves, make sure we are making the smartest decision, making our next move, our best move. Are we able, do we possess the ability to just get to know somebody and not have any expectations and allow a relationship or love to blossom organically? What say you, Mo? What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the distractions and with all the stuff that's going on, yes. Slow down. I think if you live in the slower pace, that's reason why I say, like, you meet someone new, don't share with everybody in the beginning, because they will speed up the pace for you. Mm-hmm. So when y'all gonna do this? So when y'all gonna have a baby? When y'all getting married? Back up. You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of happens. And they don't mean harm.
Right.
You know, they're excited and they see things, and maybe they've been in situations long-term, married 20 years, and they've seen you single for so long. They try to speed up the process, you know, and I think it should be a slow thing. The problem is you have to get two people on that same type of time, though. Somebody else might be way faster than you, and they've been waiting, and they're like, hey, when can we do this, or speed up the process? I don't know how you slow it down, but you slow it down. If people are busy with living life, each other, you know, I think you can. Old school, on the phone. You don't have to rush, or you could maybe, I don't know, you can plan it out. Yeah. But too intentional, I don't think is natural. And that's what this is about, right? Mm-hmm. Like, too intentional is not natural, because too intentional becomes, I think it becomes forceful. Right. Because now you're trying to, you know, my friend, we can hang out and kick it. That kind of thing. But then you're worried about, well, what else are they doing? Because they need to be loved or wonder. I don't know. Yeah. I think you can slow things down, stay away from all this outside noise, though, and take your time. But I think, especially as a man, unless that man is busy, you probably will be distracted. Mastering your desires once again. Yeah. That type of thing. How do you slow it? Like, do you move out to the? How do you slow it down?
That was a dig.
No. Because now I get it. Like, when you hear people say, you know what, I just want to move out to the. I didn't really, because I grew up in the city all my life, so I'm fast-paced noise, but the older I've gotten, I've started to understand and appreciate. I was like, well, maybe I was around a bunch of old souls, or maybe I was at a bunch of people that were just ahead of their time, or just move faster in the sense of more mature. I don't know. Now I get it. I still want to be in 30, 40 minutes of a city, but I don't want to live in it. Yeah. What do you think?
I don't think it, for me, it doesn't necessarily have to do, even though I do live in the country now, I don't think it necessarily, I think that how you slow it down, yes, is my honest opinion. I think that for me, the only way I could slow it down is to stop being afraid. As a woman, I don't think men have the same fear as women. I would just say that. So I know this may sound foreign to you, but I think for myself and for a lot of the women that I'm friends with, the idea of really trusting God and knowing that is what is for me, and I don't have to rush. Women are put on a time clock because we are told that our value decreases with age. We are told that our value decreases if we can't have children, if we're not young. And unfortunately, a lot of times that messaging is coming from men that are our counterparts, right? So it's like a lot of times I was feeling I had to figure something out because I don't want to waste my time and I don't want to let somebody take advantage. And like it was all of this fear of if this doesn't happen by this time and this man doesn't do this, it was a lot of fear. So when you truly believe that is what is for you won't pass you, what is for you is predestined, then you will not rush something because you will know that if it's right, it will be there. And I feel like that's the key to being able to be organic and honest. And I feel like for women, I can only speak for women, we have to stop trying to figure it out to where you almost take the man's ability to step up because you're trying to push him. And then when he doesn't, you're trying to take it back. And well, I'm going to end it if he doesn't do, like, all of that is from desperation and fear. So for women, I think we would get much better results if we pray and get in touch with your sense of self and know that you are worthy and the right man is out there. I can tell you guys, I'm just being honest about me tonight. I know that I'm not always right. And I didn't mean to suggest that Mo is never right, and people only say he's right if they have crushes. I just think that when I'm talking to him, I'm not even really thinking about anybody in the chat. I'm thinking about my friend. So a lot of times the things that we are talking about, we have it's more depth to it than the chat knows. So I'm not suggesting that, but I am.
No, but let me say this: the stuff that I'm talking about has nothing to do about me and you. It's just a matter of opinion.
No, I know.
So I don't want people to think it's like
yeah. No, but I'm saying that I know we know how each other think outside of this. So I'm not just responding to you based on this. I'm responding to you based on how we know one another. So a lot of times if a person in the chat says something about you and I disagreeing, it's like they don't really know what I know. They don't know what you know about me. They don't know what I know about you as far as how we were raised. So I also know that women do a lot of catering, not all of them, but a lot of them. I do it to guys that I'm into, but and I'm not saying everybody is. So I just wanted to clear that up. But the thing about it is, I know for me, I dated a lot of guys that I shouldn't have even been dating because I was afraid. Okay, he seems like a good guy. He has all the things I'm supposed to want. I could end up missing out on something good. And in reality, I was playing myself. If it's anything less than what sinks up in your heart, it's wrong. And I would say for most men, I knew it wasn't right. I remember this one particular guy, you'll remember who I'm talking about. He just had a lot of things that I checked off on my list, not necessarily the attractiveness, but his brain. And he was just very ambitious, and he was we had a great intellectual connection. And I really, really was just trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. And really, I was wasting time. It was stupid, right? And you were like, that's not really your type. And I'm like, but he's so this and he's so that, because I didn't trust that what was for me would be for me. And just back off. But I didn't know to do that because I wasn't mature enough at the time, right? So I think for women, I was talking to a friend a couple of days ago, and she was like, well, and I want a man that's going to do this, and this. I want him to be this. And it's like, you're trying to create something because you're really afraid of just allowing life to happen and trusting that it will work out for your good, that all things work together for good for those that love God and that are really trying to be a good person and trying to do the right things. If you believe that, then you know that love will happen for you if that's what you want. So that's what I think. I think that's when you can let it happen organically. Otherwise, you're moving in fear, you're moving in desperation, you're moving in control.
That's what I was trying to say, whether to the people in chat or just in general. What's truly for me won't be denied. I wasn't never sweating this thing. I wasn't walking around, got to be in a relationship. It's going to happen when it happens. I'm just going to move forward. And when it happens, it's going to surprise even me because I wasn't pressed on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's truly for you will not be denied if you really think, and I'm a manifestation person. So, I mean,
yeah,
it's coming, man. Hold on to your faith, people, whatever it is, man. But you're 1,000% right.
But I think when you hold on, you will hold on to your faith, but then you got to know, yes, take your time, young man. Don't you rush. But you got to know that when it does show up, you're going to have a lot of work to do. And you're going to realize that, I'm talking to all of us. And then you're going to realize that you probably aren't as amazing as you thought you were. You got some work to do, because that's definitely what I'm learning. You know, I got a lot of work to do. You know, I'm a good person. I'm a good woman. I think I'm a good wife, but I have a lot of work to do. And because I did all the work by myself. I didn't have any, well, no, I'm saying when I was single, like that's when I was doing all this work on Christal. But you have to have, it's just like driving a car. You can read every freaking manual. You can simulate, but until you get in that car and start actually doing it in real world experience, you cannot be a good driver based on what you read. I have a friend that says, I'm a perfect girlfriend. You ain't been a girlfriend. So how do you know? How do you know? You can't be, because you haven't had no real time doing it. I want to be a good wife, but am I a great wife now? I would say, no, I'm working on being one. You can't be good at anything until you are actually in the field doing it. You graduate from school. I'm a publicist because I have a degree in PR. No, the hell you are not. You're not. You're not. You got to be in the real world, getting real world experience. And so all these relationship coaches that ain't been in a relationship, what the hell are y'all listening to? Now, a broke clock is right twice a day.
Twice a day.
But that doesn't mean that they can help you and coach you through something. A lot
of broke clocks.
It's a lot of them. We don't call ourselves relationship coaches and none of that. We're just here to give y'all our experience and what we think. But I would never say that, because I've only been married not even 5 years. I'm not like the only person I'll be listening to. You can get good information, but as far as somebody saying they know how to coach you on what to do in your relationship and they ain't in one, they ain't been in one, get out. Now, if they've been married for a long time and their marriage didn't work, I would rather have someone who's divorced than somebody who ain't never been married. How the hell do you know how to stay if you ain't never did it? You just don't. You think you do. Just like a doctor. Who gonna go to a doctor that ain't never has only went to school? Who? It got straight A's, but ain't never been in the office, never operated on a real person. That's why they go. That's why they have to do rounds and actually go and get experience. You can't just be a doctor just because you passed the test. And I think relationships are definitely the same way. As far as who you're listening to, you're listening to somebody that don't have no real world experience, no real sweat equity. GTFOH. I'm telling you, it's not easy. Anybody that is telling you stuff and it just doesn't make sense. So I do think we can wildflower. I think the best relationships do happen naturally, do catch you off guard. Anytime you got to try to force something and try to put these stipulations down, if he doesn't do this by this time and this is what he should be, and what are we doing now? That just is not, because the right one, you won't have to put none of them stipulations on. He will just automatically, and the same thing with a woman. You don't have to trick the right woman to be with you. You don't have to buy her this. You don't have to do it. First of all, you will be moved to want to provide for her, because that's what she will bring out of you. I have one guy friend that would talk all this stuff, and then he met this right woman, and he be doing all kinds. I'm like, before you didn't want to do nothing. These H ain't nothing. I'm not doing all this. And then he finds this one woman and he's tripping over his feet to do things for her.
That's good though. I mean,
that's how it's supposed to be.
Right. But you have other people telling you need to do it. If he don't feel it for her, he don't feel it for her. But
he probably should leave her alone.
Right. No, but they'll say in general, you should. He's saying no. But basically he's saying the same thing. He should stop. He should stop. But I think men should stop being with women that don't make them feel. If she don't make you want to provide with her, leave her alone. Stop sleeping with her. There you go. That's it.
Because you don't want her like that.
That's it. That's it. That's the talk. That's it.
And if you with a man who doesn't want to provide for you, he don't really want you. Quite honestly, respectfully, he just don't. Because even a broke man he doesn't want you. I'm saying that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. He's not moved to.
Even a broke man, if he really, really wants to be with you, he will figure it out.
If he's moved to.
I'm saying if he's not moved to, he don't really want you.
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
It sounds horrible. Yeah. It sounds bad, but it's true. Yeah. I mean, it's no way around it. Now, guys will try to convince you that that's not the case because they still want to keep hitting. Or they still want the convenience of you because you probably do stuff for them or feed their ego.
But and vice versa. She still wants to be taken out, but she don't like you.
She don't. But let me tell you something. A woman who really is into you, you don't have to spend a lot of money on. Even if you want to, you don't have to.
But it don't even be about money. You know, I mean, it's about money. What I'm saying is, it might not be nothing else going on, and she'll still accept those things and not like you. And those things will be right for someone that does, and you'll be moved to.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Oh yeah. A woman will. Let me just say, I was being honest tonight. We're just being honest. A woman will let you wine and dine her even if she doesn't like you. Most women. A large portion of women, not most, a large percentage of women will allow you to do all those things, even if she's not interested. Just like a man will still sleep with you, even if he doesn't want to wife you. Same thing. You will not be like, no, I do not want this kitty that's wrapped up and you're just offering to me. No, I don't want it. He's not going to do that. And a woman is like, you want to wine and dine me and take me and pay for floor seats? No, I can't do it. No, I'm going
out the country. No, to Dubai.
Let me pack my bags. Are you interested in him? Hell no. I need to discuss. I want to go on the vacation. I want the experience. So you got to know that's on you. But that's kind of on you to guard. You got to know, and I think guys, you know that if you don't take her to that 5-star restaurant, she don't want to be out with you. That's why you're leading with that. And women know when he tries to make a move, and if I don't sleep with him, he's not going to stick around because he's not, it. Like you, especially at this, our demographic.
Especially if you know he has options.
Most men have options. Crazy as that is.
I don't know about that part, but
I mean, they have some options. It may not be the ones they want.
Yeah,
most men have options.
And then when you see some of his options, you be like, "Well, she can have him."
Like that's what he does.
Some of these dudes be thinking they really, but then when you forget what they talking about. If you see some of these dudes' options, you be like, "Oh, I'm glad I ain't mess with this dude because he messed with them."
Yeah, I agree. Goldilocks is right. She says access falls on us. If you don't like him or feel like he doesn't like you, remove his access to you. Men will not do it. That's true. Men usually will keep using you if you would keep letting them. But I think women will too. I think on the other hand, I know guys. I have a lot of guy friends that a girl will let you spend money on her even if she don't like you.
Oh yeah.
That we don't say, no, I will not. I remember I told this guy one time because he kept offering to buy me stuff. And I said, I'm only going to turn this down one more time. I'm trying to do the right thing. But you keep offering to take these shoes. I'm going to turn it down one more time. But then I'm only but so strong. It is definitely not another person's responsibility to guard your body. So if you feel like your body is precious, then please don't share it with everyone. Same thing for your money, men. If you care about your money so much, stop spending it on people that ain't into you, or that you gotta impress in order to get him to go out, to get her to go out with you. I remember this guy friend of ours that we haven't. Well, he's not a friend probably, but he's someone that we know in common. And he told me that he wanted this particular girl. She didn't like him because he didn't have enough money. And he was like, my goal is to get enough money to get her. And I just looked at him like, you're stupid as hell. Because she's still not going to like you. And when a guy comes around with more money, which he will, because she was a songwriter, she's going to leave. You're going to have her, you're going to rent her. And you're going to eventually run out of your lease.
Oh.
Anyway, let's move on to story time. I feel like it's time to be a little entertaining, shall we? Shall we? We didn't have a hell of a night tonight. Who knew?
We gotta catch people up to speed.
Yeah, we gotta catch them up. I didn't even know that tonight was gonna be what tonight ended up. We just went where the spirit moved us. The spirit moved us to have a candid conversation. It got real for a second. It just got very real. But moving on to story time. Okay. Recapping on Wednesday's story, it is about this couple right here, Nikki and James. Nikki and James are Black excellence. They are a beautiful couple. Nikki works in the medical field. She worked for a doctor. James is in IT. The two of them are dating. He proposes, they move in together. Now, at the point they move in together, one day Nikki is cleaning downstairs in the basement. He has like a man cave, right? And so she's cleaning and doing something down there one day, and she comes across a drawer full of women's underwear, like chock full of. We see that drawer there. You see the Victoria's Secret tags, a drawer full of lace and thong underwear, women's lace and thong underwear. She's very, very upset. She thinks that he's cheating on her. Maybe he's collecting women's underwear. Something's going on. That's what she feels like it is. She feels like it is a treasure chest that he's kept underwear from women he's cheating on her with. She's scared, upset, freaking out, tries not to say anything. She ends up telling him. He tells her. He's alarmed, very, very, automatically, no, this is not mine. This actually belonged to his roommate, and said that their stuff was together before he moved in with her, and he meant to take it back to his roommate. He just never did because it wasn't something he thought about it, but then didn't get around to it. And that's what it was. So she believes him. She feels bad for not trusting him. And they move forward. They get married. They move into another house. The underwear are gone. Everything is fine. They go ahead. They have a child. And a few months later, she's cleaning up at home and put something in his drawer. And she finds a pair of lace panties in his drawer. At this point, she is very upset again because the first thing she does, her brain goes back to the original situation. And so she confronts him. She's very upset. She sees the lace thong in his drawer, and she's like, what the heck is going on here? What are you doing? He gets very upset with her and tells her that, you're going crazy. You're not trusting me. Those are probably yours. I don't know where the hell they came from. Totally deflects to the point where she actually starts to question herself. She's like, well, maybe I didn't know. I don't know. Maybe something, because he's so angry and adamant that this is not the case, and seems almost disgusted that she would bring it up. Few more months goes by. Everything is back. The relationship is great. Now, remember, they have a baby. Relationship is good. They're together. She goes to get something out of his car one day after they went to dinner, and she finds another pair of panties in the driver's seat.
Damn it, man.
Well, under the driver's seat. So that's where we left off last week. Asked everybody, what do you guys think is happening? There has been numerous situations with women's panties, and it's always a frilly pair of panties. He blew it off. Oh, it's my friend. You're making a big deal of it. Nonchalant, She believed it. Second, went off on her. You crazy, blah, blah, blah. You trying to, Then she felt bad. Now, third time, she's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? She is not sure what to do. She keeps the panties. She talks to her friends. Her friends tell her that he is probably cheating on her, and that's the situation. She doesn't say anything. One day she comes home. Well, he's home. She gets upset. She goes and they're talking through the bathroom door. She goes in the bathroom and she sees him. He is wearing a pair of lace panties.
Damn it.
So all you that said that he was cross-dressing is right. He was wearing a pair of lace panties. She catches him in it. At this point, he gets angry because she's caught him. He physically pushes her out the door, tells her that she should have, he doesn't have any privacy. You probably thought, negative stuff about me. Just going crazy on her. She's like, what is wrong with you? Are you gay? What's happening? Da, 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 da. Because he's standing in a pair of lace thongs in front of her. He ends up leaving the house angry, but won't talk to her. She doesn't understand what's happening. She's
with his panties on.
Distraught. She's distraught. And she is crying. She ends up telling one of her girlfriends. They tell her that, a lot of men are, have things that they hide from their significant others. She needs to be a little bit, try to talk to him and try to trick him into feeling like she's okay with it so that he tells her the truth. And so she tells her friend, like, you gotta seem a little bit more understanding so that he feels like it's a safe environment and he can just be honest. She tells her it may not be that he is gay. It could be that he just enjoys wearing women's underwear. So you need to figure this. You need to talk to him and figure it out, because she's like thinking that she has to get a divorce at this time. So they end up talking. This is like a few weeks later. They end up talking. They meet for lunch, and she tells him that she is sorry that she approached him in a judgmental way, and she just wants to know, what does it mean? She brings up the fact, she tries to keep a calm voice. They meet in a public restaurant because she wants him to feel like she's open to talking. And so she tells him that, this keeps happening. She does not want to believe that he's cheating on her. She doesn't want to believe that she doesn't want to make any assumptions about his sexual orientation, and ask him, to just be honest with her and please trust her enough as his wife, someone that he loves. They have friendship, they have a son, blah, blah, blah. So he takes this olive branch and he tells her that he is not gay, that he just enjoys wearing women's underwear. Don't laugh, Mo. That is that is insensitive.
And enjoy. It's the enjoy part.
Well, he said that he likes how it feels on his skin. He said that he enjoys this, that that doesn't have anything to do with his sexual orientation. He enjoys being intimate with her, and they have never had an issue with their sex life. And he tells her that he is sorry. He felt bad. He felt like she would judge him. They have this whole moment, right? So she's trying to figure out what to do. She's distressed. She talks to this friend again. The friend is like, well, maybe this is a situation. Maybe he's telling the truth. If you've noticed that he's, she thinks of all the stereotypical things. Does he enjoy having regular sex with you, blah, blah. Yes, absolutely. Nothing is wrong. She doesn't think. So she's like, well, can you accept this if everything else in your marriage is right? So the young lady, Nikki, decides that she wants to try. She doesn't want to lose her marriage. She does love him. And, they have a child. They end up talking. They're going to try to work on their marriage. They do decide to go to therapy because she wants to understand him. She doesn't want him to feel judged. They do this for about a year. What do you guys think happens?
She start wearing his boxes, or what he's supposed to be wearing. I don't know. The fact that it even took a year, like, I don't understand. I don't know. This is a different world for me.
It was
Rocky.
I was gonna say that. That.
That's interesting. You said that. They came out this week. I don't know if people saw that.
I saw it. I thought about pulling a picture for tonight. Yeah. And he actually is very androgynous. He wears a lot of feminine looks, so
he done got in that world.
Yeah. So the twist is this. I won't stretch it out to 3 weeks. The twist is this. So almost a year later, they were having a conversation and he's on his computer. She ends up looking on his computer and sees that he is having a conversation with a man. He's having a conversation with the man. At this point, she immediately confronts him. She's distraught. And he finally admits in a very cold way that this is who he is. He can't fight it. He's tried to fight it for her. He suggests that they stay married, however, have a lavender marriage, which means that she is welcome to be with other men and he will be with other men, and they just stay together for the sake of the family. His job, he's very high up in his company. He doesn't want to be divorced. And he offers her the opportunity. He offers the option of like, we should just stay married. She thinks about it, but decides that she cannot do it. And at the time that she shared this story with me, she was in the process of starting over and heartbroken. So it ended with her and her child leaving. The child is almost 3 now. And he is still not out, but is actively engaging on the DL.
And still wearing drawers, penny drawers.
Well, I think that's obviously, yeah. No, it was not Fran Drescher, but that is, I don't know Fran Drescher, but that is the story of the lady that played on The Nanny. But
Are you for real? That's her story too?
Well, her husband, the person she was married to, ended up coming out gay. I don't know exactly what happened or whatever. This happened in Atlanta. But it's not like it only happens in Atlanta. You know what I mean? I'm sure it happens other places as well. And so Blondie says she should have known. I don't know. Like, I feel like it would be difficult to, I would never, I can't, I'm not going to say gun boss because I'm not putting anything, I'm not going to speak anything negative on my marriage, but I can't even imagine maybe one guy I dated I could see. I cannot imagine any guy coming out. So I'm saying like, to say like she should have known, I think it would be difficult to mentally fathom someone that you're with being actually involved with men. That's got to be difficult.
Here go the thing. It might be harder to see if the guy that you're with is the guy in the relationship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because
you see what I'm saying? Like if he the feminine one in the relationship, it might be easier to spot.
Right.
Because I noticed you met the chick that came over to your house last 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
Her friends, she's friends with a couple that's like that, right? And the dude they both guys, but the dude I would have never thought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the other guy is obvious. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. I agree. I agree 100%. If you right, the panties, but also I think when you love somebody, as you always say, you will lie to yourself. And I think sometimes it takes us a while. It's easy to sit on the outside and judge, but when you're in it, it's hard. It's hard. And it's also like heartbreaking because you feel bad about yourself. Like, how could I not have seen this? What's wrong with me? How could I pick somebody that did this? Like, a lot of it is like,
that's got to mess somebody up, boy. That's good. Woo.
The streets are very unsafe. Very unsafe.
Man, if I was with a woman, come to find out she was really a stud the whole time, I'd be like, what? What?
And I've seen that. Well, I saw a picture of a girl that was one way, and then the guy said he saw her. No, you told us that story. The girl ended up being
Yeah.
the stud later.
They sent her the Facebook pictures after the divorce years later.
She was using the dude. So I mean, it can happen.
And they tricked the dude.
I think with this situation, he was not. See, when they probably got together, he was not comfortable. But the older you get, the harder it is to lie about who you are. It just keeps knocking. It wants to come out.
Especially if you're 40. I don't know. Queen Latifah just told us.
But she's been living like that for a long time.
We kind of knew.
We knew. Everybody said we knew when we saw set it
off.
So
we did it. She came out with everybody like about time.
We already knew. We saw that movie. It was like,
Dana,
you played that role a little too well.
Oh, Dana, we knew before that.
That's true. Jamal says, I know a woman now, 53, coming around and dressing like a man, and she thinks men want to see that. I kept it real with her. We don't. Wow.
We don't.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see him. I'm gonna tell you. I had a former boss, and I told you about this. That actually was like trying to holler at me, and he told me that he enjoyed wearing women's underwear. I was like, so why would you tell me that?
How do you discover that?
He wanted to do it. He obviously was drawn to it. He said he loved to wear them, that he would do it under his clothes and he would feel sexy.
That's what I was getting at. I was like, it has to make them.
He got a surprise. I got a surprise underneath.
It's like, they just make me feel.
He did. What? How are you unknowingly involved in a lesbianic? First of all, is that a word? Lesbianic? Hey, I was unknowingly involved in a lesbianic love triangle. What? How? We need that in the chat immediately, Haitian Empress. What? First of all, is lesbianic a word?
You of all people? How did that happen? To come on the show. You need to come on and tell that story.
How is unknowingly involved if it's a lesbianic triangle? Sounds like there must be.
She just told them they were friends, but maybe I don't know. She'll tell us.
We need to hear it.
I've heard somebody else say that they didn't know.
They didn't know they were in a lesbian triangle
because the girl was buying the gifts and they was hanging out. She was telling them about her boyfriend, and they didn't do anything. But when her girlfriend called him, and when the girlfriend came in and was like, "What's this? You cheating on me?" She was like, "How? With who? With me?" And was stuck in it.
You're right, Jamal. She has. The few times I've been in her presence, it's very obvious. She's out. She was out even back then. It just not.
Yeah, we just wanted her to say it.
But but I don't even think she. Yeah. But the crazy thing is, she sometimes played romantic roles. Remember when she was in a relationship with Common in that movie?
Common, hello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ludacris.
Yeah. Karen said, so yeah, that was wild. That didn't make any sense. Karen said, so basically he would have been taking her Savage Fenty. It probably was Fenty that he had on. I
bet you it was. Probably smelled like perfume too.
Okay. Just right. Yeah. And he did a commercial where he was in the bed.
Did the Gucci, I think it was Gucci, and he was laying on that man. He was laying on that man's chest, so that man was laying on his chest.
Mm-hmm. They were just looking at each other, gazing into each other's eyes, and it was a man and a woman, so it was a throuple. Okay, Edna has the information. She says, yes, lesbianic is a word, but it's rarely used. Standard adjectives such as lesbian or sapphic are more common and preferred in both everyday speech and formal. Thank you, Edna. Thank you. I should have known Haitian Empress is a wordsmith. So maybe she was being courted for a throuple.
Hey man, we would like to hear it.
I tell you what, I have not this coming week because it's Mo's story, but the next week I have a story about a swinging couple.
Swinging couple. Okay. I got an interesting one. I'm gonna send you pictures. You guys might have heard it. I got this one off the internet. I don't want nobody to think it's people I know. But yeah. I thought it was interesting how it unfolded, and see if you can guess how it unfolded. But it's a lot of, this is like almost like a mystery. But and I'll send you a couple pictures.
Yeah. Woo. Well, I was waiting on Haitian to share with us. Maybe we'll save that for next week. You can share with us how that happened, how you were an unknowing participant of a lesbianic. Hey, you there said, I heard the sign for swingers an upside down pineapple and pampas grass. I've never heard about the grass, but I definitely heard the pineapple. Yes, Jamal, very dangerous situations. There was actually some entertainer that came out. Okay, so Haitian she gave us the summary. She says, I was minding my business, but one of the lesbians was claiming she was going to me from her girlfriend, which, mind you, was my friend. Never had a romantic thought for either. Well, kind of like what Mo said, there was intent. They were trying to reel you in. One of them was trying to reel you in. Yeah. Wow.
Because they're very gifty, and with women they can really disguise it as girl talk or girl, however y'all get down, you know, because a lot of y'all already look like that anyway, because how y'all are with each other. So you can, I think that's how they camouflage it. Girl, let me take you out and do this.
Wait a minute. I'm a Snoopy fan, says I could only strip all my marriage. Wait a minute. If he is very manly and you're in love, what you need to do when he think you got an attitude that's horrific and I'm kind and very rare, want him to like me much, what I do, and I want him not to be stubborn. Okay. I don't know. I get the whole thing. That was on Instagram. But I think, see, I don't ever trust those girls that are super touchy-feely with each other. Usually they may be like, I know some girls that will act in the way affectionately and sexually only for fun. Maybe they don't want to be in a relationship with another girl, but they'll do that around a guy.
Why would you play that?
I don't know, but I've seen girls kiss and touch each other to get guys' attention. Jamal says, I have a friend that had to do real time for trying to kill the person that he swang with before the lady started seeing this other man on the low. My boy found out, shot at him. Jesus. Yeah, there was a guy on Instagram that said that he, a performer, so he thought he was good till he saw the other guy with his girl, and then it made him sick, and he didn't want to deal with her no more. Joda says, I had this girl I went to school with invite me to lunch years later. Looking at the way she dressed, I knew not to go there. You're not about to turn me out. No, sir, no, ma'am. She's about to try you, Joda. Haitian Empress says, yes, they were. It was hilarious, but also very troubling because what gave you the impression that I would ever go for her? Very reminiscent of Cleo from Set It Off, very butchy. I had a girl in college that tried me. I actually had a girl here that tried me, and she asked me how much to buy you.
I think you told me that. Yeah.
And I thought she meant like to represent her with PR. And it was like, no, for you. And I was like, whoa, yikes. No. Let me back away. But she was, she was trying to collect women around. I was like, yeah, I'm not into that. My great uncle had to fight his way out of a hotel room from a trans man. Okay, Edna.
Whoa.
Well, Edna, your stories are the best. I would say. From the NFL elevator, NBA elevator, to the uncle fighting to get away from a trans man.
We're gonna need to get you up on here, Edna.
The stories are the best. I think we should have a segment that is like, and now it's time for stories. We should have that. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed tonight. I hope you laughed. I hope you maybe took something to edify your spirit. I hope it gave you a renewed sense in love. And the idea, maybe we can all leave from tonight realizing that what is for us is for us. Anything that is for you, you don't have to trick, cajole, force, or threaten. It will honestly come to you.
Hopefully y'all not out here threatening folks.
Well, sometimes people will try to give a guy an ultimatum to threaten him. right? If you don't do this, I'm out. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like you don't truly believe that you are enough and that you are worthy without that. And I also feel like I pray that more men realize they are worthy of a woman that truly will love them unconditionally, even if they are vulnerable, even if they do go through hardship, right? Because you don't, even if they lose their money, if they lose their virility, if they lose their manhood in a way, like there can be love for you for who you are deep within. I think I hear that a lot from men. They're afraid that if they show their weakness, a woman won't accept them or won't respect them, maybe even, you know. So I pray that women know that they are worthy and valuable of the right man. And I pray that men realize that the right woman will see value beyond what you offer. That's what I pray for all of us. Now I'm going to go thank my husband for being so sweet to me, even though today I was kind of yucky because I didn't feel good. So I appreciate you guys.
That, Jamal.
Yeah. Oh,
same to you, brother. Have a great weekend. Have a great
Jamal,
weekend to you all.
Jamal and Where's the Juice be holding you down. They do.
They do. They thank y'all, brothers. Thank y'all.
They do. They do. Well, you guys will be back next week. Pray for me. I am driving to Houston with my little one. My son is starting his new job in Houston, so we are driving on Sunday to get him moved into his new apartment. And but I'll be here on Monday, of course, with Victor for actually for our Juneteenth week. We're rolling out a special Juneteenth week on the reprint. You know, and maybe we got to figure out what we're going to do for next week to celebrate Juneteenth here. Like, you know, just trying to make sure we celebrate our you know, our community and do something special. So Mo and I will figure it out, and we'll be back with a story. Mo will have a story, and stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed so you get your notification so you can be here for the live. And hopefully by then we'll have the New York Knicks to celebrate as the NBA 2026 champions. All right. We love you guys. Have a great weekend.
Do you have a dating deal breaker, disaster, or dilemma? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Dating Diaries.